Hey guys, Jonathan here, and today I'll be combining all of the LEGO Marvel Modulars that have come out so far in 2025 as of this video. The goal is to be able to see all of the great detail on the sides of every building without covering anything up, and to make the best looking Marvel Street possible. Now, for a recap, the very first one came out in January of this year. This is the Miles Morales Across the Spider-Verse Bodega. Then we got Peter Parker's apartment. This is an August 2025 release. And then the little sidewalk here, the Mini Mart, OSCORP, and the Marvelous Jewelry Building all come in the OSCORP set together. So yeah, very, very exciting to see all of these in one place. But there are some things we have to take into key consideration before we actually start building them all together. The first is that the Miles Morales Bodega doesn't have a roof. I always thought that this was quite odd, and initially it was like, oh, see, there's Technic pins here, so maybe they'll do sets in the future that can connect, and now we are in the future, so they do connect, but we still don't have anything that can give this a roof. Now, technically speaking, we could take one of the other buildings and put it on top there, and that actually looks amazing with all that red brick, but now the Marvelous Jewelry doesn't have a roof. So, that's a little bit of a problem, and the other thing is, Peter Parker's apartment could go on top, but then you just have this random door that opens out to nowhere. So really, there's no way to put a roof on the Miles Morales building without losing a roof from something else. Maybe if we get more in the future, something will be like just a top floor that could connect there, but for right now, unfortunately, there's no way to add a roof unless you start adding pieces from outside of these sets. The other thing about this is when it connects into another building, like let's just pretend we're going to connect it here, for example, it actually covers up quite a bit of the front door there, so it doesn't look terrible, but we do have to keep that into consideration, because the way that I like to display stuff is to have all full access to everything at all times. So another thing I want to consider is the fact that I don't want to cover up this J. Jonah Jameson advertisement by putting that next to another building, so I have to think about that as I'm planning the layouts here. So OSCORP is currently the biggest building, so maybe that should be the center point of where we start. So maybe if we go like this, and then, well, the bodega doesn't exactly connect in every direction. It can only connect this way, and it can only connect this way. So maybe I should start with the bodega and start building out that way for that reason. I thought that this would just be a fun hangout video. You know, I could just kind of show you guys my thought process as I'm putting this stuff together. So I guess that's what we're doing now. So, okay, I kind of like the way that those look side by side, so I think we could go ahead and keep that. That doesn't look so bad. So one really annoying thing about Peter Parker's apartment is no matter where you put it, the sidewalk is going to end because for some unknown reason, they didn't extend the floor plates out 2 more studs to continue the sidewalk. So no matter where you put it, that's definitely going to be really annoying. Speaking of really annoying, can you kind of see what I mean here? Where if I put a building right there, it actually covers up like half of the bodega, like where the door is. So that's kind of annoying if you ask me. I'd really like to try and find a way to work around that, but unfortunately, I really don't think that there's going to be a way. Even the Mini Mart, well, yeah, even the Mini Mart is going to cut into it. So no matter what you do, the doorway is going to get covered and not be as accessible. So that's kind of annoying. I think for now, I'm going to go ahead and put Peter Parker's apartment here. I think it's probably my favorite look next to them. So I dig that quite a bit. Okay, so I like the shape this is taking so far. I wonder if OSCORP should go next door or the Mini Mart. Yeah, I kind of like how the, ceiling rooftops are different heights if I go that route. Because if I go this route, it's not quite the same. So let's see what that looks like. I actually kind of like that. That makes for a pretty good street. And then we could go ahead and throw this piece down here. There we go. Yeah, you know what? I actually like that quite a bit. That's pretty cool. Because I like how the street kind of takes a curve and a turn, but let's just hypothetically try one more thing here. All right, I'm doing a little bit of creative shuffling around here, so that way we won't have anything behind the Miles Deli. So if we go like this, then this goes here, that makes for a full street, and then we could use Peter Parker's apartment to start the turn maybe. A little something like that. Now we have the Daily Bugle advertisement right there, and when I flip the entire street around this way, nothing gets covered up. and we can still access the full interiors of every single building. Yeah, you know what? I think this is kind of the version I like the best, actually. That way you can see every interior of every building. They all kind of connect, like the rooftops are different heights, just like a real city would be. And when we flip the whole thing around, it looks really good, and it starts the corner of a new street. So I actually dig this quite a bit. The one thing I do have to do is add this pin in here to lock this into place so that now they all are interconnected the right way. But yeah, I think that that's the move, guys. I like that a lot. So to recap, we've got the Miles Morales Deli down at this end. We've got the jewelry store, then the Mini Mart, then OSCORP, and then Peter Parker's apartment to make for a full Marvel Modular street of what's available as of right now. So I dig this quite a bit. Of course, it's driving me up a wall about that sidewalk ending there. Man, is that annoying. But I like the way that this looks, so let me know what you guys think. I love that everything is accessible when we flip it around. That is so incredibly cool. And yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know how you would add these. Write it out in the comments, and maybe we could all kind of compare notes, and maybe I'll make a part 2 video or something. But anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you guys on the next video.